Hey, Skull Nation. What's up, you purple-blooded warriors? Grab your horns and huddle up because we're diving headfirst into the latest Vikings news that's got my heart pounding like a Brian O'Neill block gone wrong. Imagine this. We've poured millions into fortifying our trenches, thinking we've finally slain the offensive line dragon that's haunted us since Steve Hutchinson bolted after 2011. But bam, 4 games in and it's déjà vu all over again. Injuries are piling up faster than TJ Watt sacks, and our boys in the trenches are fighting for their lives. Stick with me because by the end of this you'll be fired up to rant in the comments. Is this curse ever gonna break? Or are we doomed to draft day dreams forever? Let's charge into the chaos. Once again, the Minnesota Vikings have an issue on the offensive line, and it's hitting us like a blindside blitz from Cam Hayward. We've been down this road before, folks. Ever since Steve Hutchinson left the franchise after the 2011 season, it's been a non-stop parade of draft busts, free agent flops, and trade market headaches. Remember all those high hopes with guys like Riley Reef or the Brian O'Neill era? They've come and gone, leaving us with more questions than a post-game presser. But this year, oh man, we thought we cracked the code by overhauling the entire interior line, dropping serious cash on vets like Ryan Kelly and Will Fries to pair with our stud tackles. Through 4 games, though, the questions are still boundless, and it's got me yelling at my screen. How much longer can we take this purple pain? It's not just bad luck. It's a league-wide epidemic that's got every team scrambling. But for us Vikings fans, it feels personal. We've sunk about $60.5 million into this unit this season, ranking 4th highest in the NFL, all to protect our young gunslingers and pave lanes for Aaron Jones. Yet here we are, watching backups shuffle in like it's musical chairs from hell. I mean, come on, Skull fam. What's your take? Drop in the comments if you've got a hot fix for this mess, because I'm all ears and zero patience. And hey, if you're loving these Vikings news breakdowns from the front lines, smash that like button to keep the purple fire burning. Let's kick off with the elephant in the room. No, not just the Steelers D-line, but the injury bug that's biting harder than a Minnesota winter. Through 4 weeks, our offensive line has been a revolving door of hurt, and it's not hyperbole. Christian Darrisaw missed the first 2 games nursing that torn ACL from last year. Ryan Kelly's already on his 2nd concussion of the season after battling through week 2 and 3, and now Brian O'Neill's knee tweak against Pittsburgh has him sidelined, possibly for weeks. Add in Donovan Jackson's wrist surgery that's going to bench him at least 3 weeks, and you've got a unit that's barely limped together. It's like the football gods decided our off-season glow-up needed a reality check. Brutal, right? Why does this hurt so bad for us? Because replacing an offensive lineman isn't like plugging in a wide out. It's a symphony of size, smarts, and grit that takes years to tune. We've got quality pieces when healthy. Darrisaw's a Pro Bowl beast. Fries has been steady as a rock. But when they're out, it's backups like Blake Brandel swinging at left guard, 7th-round rook Michael Juergens snapping at center, and Justin Skule holding down right tackle. In theory, they're solid depth, but against a nightmare front like TJ Watt and Cam Hayward, it's like sending rookies into a shark tank. Vikings news is buzzing with this. Our pressure rate's 5th highest in the league, and we've allowed more sacks than all but the Titans. Fans, what's the worst injury curse you've seen hit the Vikes? Hit me in the comments. Let's commiserate. But here's the silver lining in this purple storm. We're not alone in this league-wide shortage of trench warriors. Look around. Teams from the Bears to the Dolphins are scraping for bodies, and it's because developing these giants is rarer than a perfect Hail Mary. Only one coach like Jeff Stoutland exists, molding Eagles into road graders, while the rest of us chase ghosts. For the Vikings, it's about that homegrown magic, like turning Brandel into a swing stud through drafts and dev. We've got the blueprint, but man, execution's key. Tease for you. Up next, we'll unpack why finding backups is harder than drafting a franchise QB. Stay locked in, Skull. Shifting gears to the talent drought that's starving every O-line in the NFL, including ours. It's a borderline epidemic, brothers and sisters. There's a major shortage of offensive line talent because development's lagging like a dropped snap. Athleticism, strength, technique. It's a unicorn combo coming out of college, and for every Colton Miller who pans out, there's an Evan Neal flaming out. Scouts are sweating bullets without a clear template, hoping to mold raw clay into starters. And us? We're smack in the middle, with our big off-season splash turning into a splash zone of injuries. Vikings news from Vikings.com echoes this. Our revamped front was supposed to be elite, but now it's a question mark bigger than US Bank Stadium. Picture this. Sunday in Dublin, under those Irish skies at Croke Park, we faced the Steelers' meat grinder, and by halftime it was apocalypse now for our line. Just 2 starters left standing. Darisaw locking down the blind side and Fries anchoring the right, while the rest, Brandel, Juergens, Skule all rotating in like emergency responders. What feasted with 2 picks off our QB, Hayward collapsed pockets like dominoes, and we got sacked 6 times in a 24-21 gut punch loss. Stats don't lie. 16 pressures, 14 hits on the QB. It's why our 3rd down conversion on longs is a dismal 2-for-23. Second worst in the league. Heartbreaking, but it spotlights the gap. Good backups exist, but they're unicorns too. So how do we breed 'em? Draft and develop, like we did with Brandel, patient, purple pride. But one critique on our brass. Snagging Kelly with his shaky history? Hindsight's 2020, but the guy's missed chunks since 2016, playing every game in just 3 seasons. Pairing him with a rook backup like Juergens? Bold gamble that's backfired. Fans, would you trade a mid-rounder for depth now? Sound off below. Your takes fuel this fire. And don't bail yet. Next up, the bleak backup market that's got GMs everywhere crying. Diving deeper into the backup blues because having depth isn't just nice. It's survival in this brutal league, and we're learning it the hard way. Where do you even find these mythical great backup offensive linemen? Realistically, you draft them young, grind them in practice, and pray, like we did with Brandel, who stepped up big as our swing guy. But Sunday's Steelers showdown exposed the cracks. Skule in for O'Neal on a $2 million deal, holding his own but crumbling under what spin moves. It's not on the kids. It's the system's fault when 3 backups start against that D-line terror. Vikings news headlines scream it. Injuries are ruining our plans again, with O'Neal's knee and Kelly's dome issues looming large. Now, let's get real on the options we passed up. Spoiler, it's grim out there. Check this lineup of right tackles we could have had instead of Skule. Commanders Andrew Wiley starting at $4 mil, Jags Chuma Edoga at $3.50, Bears Matt Pert same price, Dolphins Larry Borum $2.50, Rams DJ Humphries $2.50, even Steelers Calvin Anderson and Panthers Josh Nijman at our $2 mil mark. All starters or high-end depth, and we're rolling with the bargain bin. It's not Kwesi's fault entirely. The market's thin as a goal line stand, but it stings when you see what others scooped. Our rushing game's gasping at 2.6 yards per carry against Pitt. No wonder Aaron Jones looks caged. This ain't just Vikings woes. It's an NFL cry for better O-line pipelines. But hey, Skull Squad, if you were GM for a day, who you signing off waivers? Tag a sleeper in the comments. Let's build our dream depth chart together. Teaser alert. Coming up, how our play calling's dropping the ball on helping these guys out. You won't want to miss the QB heat I'm about to bring. Alright, purple people eaters, let's talk scheme, because even the best line needs a lifeline from the booth, and ours has been MIA too often. Why are we stubbornly pounding under center play action when the quick game's our best friend against blitz-happy defenses? Kevin O'Connell finally sprinkled in some rapid releases Sunday, but our signal caller wasn't buying in, holding that rock like it's his last beer at a tailgate. Result? The line looks like Swiss cheese, absorbing blame for pressures that start upstream. Vikings news from The Athletic nails it. Only 3 quick game concepts through 4 weeks, fewer than anyone but the Jets and Bears. Recipe for disaster, fam. Flashback to that Dublin disaster. Carson Wentz, yeah, he's stepping in amid the QB chaos post-McCarthy tweaks. Double-clutched more than a nervous rookie, not trusting his reads and eating hits that turned a winnable game into a 24-21 wake-up call. He owned most of those pressure issues, getting sacked 6 times, hit 14, pressured on 16 snaps. The line's battered, sure, but when the QB's average time to throw trails only Justin Fields, it's a shared sin. We've got weapons like Jefferson and Addison salivating for slants, yet we're marching into the maw. O'Connell's got the blueprint, remember his Sam D days? But execution's gotta sink or we're toast. Blame game's easy, But truth? It's symbiotic. Line falters, QB panics. QB lingers, line crumbles. We've seen it before, and it kills me as a diehard. Question for you Warriors. Is Wentz the bridge we need, or time to unleash the Rook fully? Spill your guts below. Your passion keeps this channel roaring. Hold tight. Next, we'll autopsy the league's O-line apocalypse and why only Philly's laughing. Zooming out to the big picture, because this isn't just our purple nightmare. It's an NFL epidemic that's got coaches from coast to coast clutching pearls. Look across the league. How many squads are limping on O-lines? It's everywhere, from Detroit's late-season woes to LA's trench wars. All because player development's stuck in the mud. Only one Jeff Stoutland out there, turning Eagles into a conveyor belt of maulers, while the rest chase shadows. Talent ID's a crapshoot. No cookie-cutter mold for these 300-pound puzzles blending speed, power, and finesse. For every draft gem like our Darisaw, there's a reach that haunts you. Vikings news echoes the cry, shortages real, and it's why backups are gold. Tie it back home. We thought we'd buck the trend with that interior overhaul. Kelly's vet savvy, Fry's consistency, Jackson's rookie fire, but injuries laughed in our face. Now, with Darisaw debuting on a snap count versus Cincy just last week, and the full unit maybe not gelling till week 7, there's a grand plan flickering like a faulty stadium light. We've ranked 6th in line grades when healthy pre-injury last year per PFF, but now 5th in pressures allowed, ouch. It's why our early down runs stall. Third downs become prayers, and the whole offense sputters. Skull fam, ever wonder if we need our own Stoutland clone? Who's your dream hire? Comment storm incoming. This epidemic's why we're all in this together. Bigger, better lines start with better coaching pipelines. But for us, it's fuel. Prove the doubters wrong, boys. Tease. Up next, the gamble on vets like Kelly. Hindsight's a beast, but was it worth it? Let's dissect and debate. Zeroing in on that center gamble, because signing Ryan Kelly screamed fixer-upper from day one, and now it's biting us like a bad trade. Hindsight's 2020, sure, but plopping down for a guy whose injury history reads like a horror novel? Since 2016, he's suited up for every game in just 3 seasons. Concussions galore, including 2 this year alone after that Falcons hit in week 2. We needed stability post-Bradbury, and Kelly brought rings from Indy, but pairing him with a second-year 7th-rounder like Juergens as backup? That's roulette, not strategy, and it spun sour with Kelly's dome fogging up the snap count. Sunday's saga in Ireland crystallized it. Juergens slides in at center, but even he ducks to the tent mid-game before rallying back. Talk about depth on life support. Our interior's supposed to be the anchor, yet it's wobbling like a rookie in OTAs. Stats hit hard. Only Tennessee's coughed up more sacks, and our $60 mill investments yielding crumbs. It's not all on Kelly. He's quality when upright, but the risk-rewards tilted wrong, leaving us exposed like an uncovered flat route. Vikings fans, be real. Cut bait or ride it out. Your verdict in the comments. Let's vote. Gambles like this define eras, good or ghoulish. For now, it's a purple pill we swallowed, but Dev can flip it. What's your boldest Vikings signing regret? Share below. Keeps the convo electric. Next up, the backup market's ugly truth. Why Skule's our guy? Like it or lump it. Unpacking the right tackle roulette, because Skule's $2 mill pact looked savvy on paper. But in the fire of what's fury, it's exposed as entry-level armor. We bypassed a buffet of options. Wiley's $4 mill starter gig in DC, Edoga's $3.50 in Jax, Pert same in Cheetown, Borum and Humphreys at $2.50 each. Yet here we are, with Skule battling beasts and barely breathing. He's game, no doubt, but against Hayward's bull rush? It's mismatch city, fueling those 6 sacks and 16 pressures that turned Wentz into a punching bag. Vikings news from Twin Cities Pioneer Press calls it straight. After the investment, it's still a weakness, and O'Neill's knee clouds the horizon. Why the bleak board? Talent pool's shallower than a trick play gone wrong. Everyone's hunting scraps, and we're no exception. Skule's a vet journeyman, fine for spot duty, but starting 3 backups at once? Chaos multiplier. Our run game's wheezing at sub 3 yards, pass pro's a sieve. It's why third and longs are 2 for 23 nightmares. But credit where due. These guys scrap, buying seconds that spark comebacks, like that 99-yard TD drive to make it 24-21. Still, it begs. Trade up for help mid-season? You tell me, Skull Squad waiver wire wishlists in. Comments. This market madness underscores our dev mantra, build from within or bust. Tease ahead. How the QB's habits are torching the line's rep. Wentz under fire, literally. Buckle up. Now the hot seat sizzle. Our offensive line's woes aren't solo acts. Our QB's got fingerprints all over the pressure parade, and it's time to call it. Why the obsession with under-center fakes when quick games screaming for airtime? O'Connell dialed up more screens and slants Sunday, per PFF, but Wentz? He clutched that pigskin like a guilty secret, averaging throw times that'd make Fields blush. Second longest in the league. Double clutching, eyes darting without trust. He owned the bulk of those hits in Dublin. 6 sacks, 14 QB hits, his hesitation handing what gift-wrapped glory. Vikings news blasts it. Play designs part, but foot faults amplify the frenzy. Remember the tape. Third quarter, Steelers up big. Wentz bails left into Hayward's lap. Line held 2 counts, but he needed 0.5. That's why the unit looks porous, absorbing blame for a chain reaction. We've got the horses, Jefferson streaking, Hawkinson hooking, but without snappy releases, it's trench warfare without truce. O'Connell's preaching intentionality, echoing his Darnold days, yet 4 games in, only 3 quick concepts. We're begging for blitzes. Fans, harsh truth. QB sink or sink? When salvageable? Roast or toast him below. This interplays the script's twist. Line lifts QB, QB saves line. Fix one, fix all. What's your play calling tweak? Drop it, your ideas could go viral. Tease. Wrapping the epidemic's roots. Coaches, drafts, the whole rotten tree. Broadening the lens on this O-line apocalypse, because it's rotting from the roots. Coaching voids and draft dice rolls that leave teams like ours high and dry. Jeff Stoutland's the lone wizard in Philly, churning all pros while the league starves for mentors who drill footwork like it's ballet. Without raw talents wither. Athletic freaks lacking technique, strongmen sans speed. No template means bust city. For every Miller Mauler, a Neil nightmare. Vikings news from Forbes hammers home. Injuries ruin plans, but systemic gaps built the bomb. We've invested big, but dev's the deficit. Our story fits the plague. Off-season hype for a bigger, better front. Kelly, Fries, Jackson the 24th pick prize, fizzled under the injury avalanche. Darrisaw's snap count return versus Bengals was a tease, but full cohesion? Maybe post-bye in Week 7, if stars align. Till then, it's patchwork pain with pressure rates top 5 ugly. Yet, hope flickers. Pre-injury we graded 6th overall last year. Talents there, waiting to roar. Skull Warriors, league-wide fix? More college prep or coach imports? Your hot takes. Flood the comments. This crisis calls for collective roar. Demand better, build deeper. Final stretch incoming. Rally cries, fixes, and your purple power move. Who's ready to skull through? Synthesizing the storm. Folks. Our line's mess is a cocktail of injuries, thin talent, QB quirks, and league lags. No quick elixir, but tweaks can turn tides. Everyone improves. O'Connell's quick game juice, Wentz's trigger finger, backups bite, but immediate fixes? Depth drafts, vets, scheme smarts. We've gambled big, lost chunks, but the core's championship caliber when whole. Vikings news whispers promise. Hold serve till reunions, then unleash hell. Through 4 games, 1 to 3 stings, but purple heart beats on. Remember 98's grit? The combo's key. Fault the fates, but own the grind. We've seen worse. Hutchinson's exit sparked a decade of drought. Yet here we stand, $60 mil deep, eyeing playoffs. Fans, your optimism's our oxygen. What's one change to flip this script? Tag a buddy debating it. Spread the skull. Last laps. Rapping with fire because we don't quit. Final charge, my fellow horned hordes. This offensive line saga's our Viking voyage. Storms rage, but we row harder. From Dublin's defeat to dome dreams, it's fueled our fire. We've dissected the hurts, hailed the heroes, and hey, new Vikings news just dropped. Darisaw's ramping, Kelly's eyeing clearance. Glimmers amid gloom. Stay tuned. Subscribe for every update, because together we conquer. Skol, Nation. If this breakdown had you hyped, smash like. Drop your wildest prediction in comments. What's our Lions bounce back week? Share with your tailgate crew. Hit subscribe and bell for nonstop Vikings news. And let's pack US Bank for the payback. Purple reign forever. Horns up.